Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramona, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
One. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I'm so thrilled to have you join us today. This podcast is dedicated to exploring the idea of doing business and living life with a purpose, serving others, and yes, achieving success. We believe that when we approach our work and our lives with a servant's heart, we can truly make a difference and an impact. We created this show for you, whether you've made a lot of money, simply want to add purpose to your life, a community leader, but want to make a change in your life by serving. That's what we're here to support you. While you're listening to my incredible guest today, I want you to think about who you're going to serve today and what impact you'll create today with that service. And the key point there is today. Let's not wait till tomorrow. Let's serve people today and make a difference. And today's episode is proudly sponsored by our phenomenal partner, Pantheon Alliance. Imagine being part of an exclusive community of high-income, successful business owners and entrepreneurs from diverse industries. Build your referral marketplace to join together and become thought leaders and experts in your field, but also the most important thing is change the world. If you want more information on Pantheon Alliance, reach out to me and I'll get you all the information you need. Now, with that being said, I've got a young entrepreneur here, and I love having young entrepreneurs. Just yesterday, I had a 21-year-old that wrote 3 books in the last year. That's powerful. And I think young people have such a great opportunity to run a business today. And my guest today is doing that. Nana, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Steve.
So we talked about lost things, going through your site, doing some research on you. It's a multi-billion-dollar problem. Is that true?
Oh, yes, absolutely. According to lostthings.com, in 1 year that they estimated people would have lost about $5 billion worth of things that they didn't mean to and would have to replace otherwise.
$5 billion.
Yeah, I think that was either globally or domestically. Either way, it's massive.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What's the emotional side of that?
Oh, the emotional side is the sentimental value of the items that are lost, not just, the money from it, but if it's maybe a child's favorite toy, maybe it's like a family heirloom, different things like that. Just losing something that you really cherished, money can't even make up for that.
That's a servant's heart, because I know if I lost my keys, which I did and had to replace them, cost me a few $100. Not in my, it's more of upset with myself, and we've all felt that. I mean, we've all lost something. I think that's almost 100% guarantee. So you found a pain point here. How are you solving that problem to reduce that $5 billion of lost items?
Oh, yeah. Well, we found that there's a niche that air tags and things like tile don't quite cover, because you can put them on keys and your phone and your wallet, and they work pretty great that way. But what about everything else, right? It's I think the air tags cost about $29, right? It wouldn't make sense to put them on everything. Too expensive, impossible. Like, depending on the size of the thing, just sticking them on everything wouldn't make sense. Our system basically works by creating these stickers. So they are QR code stickers, or maybe with NFC, near field communication stuff in there. And you can put them on an area. You can put them as a living room, as a drawer, on a closet, and they can all stack in each other. And it will recognize this as a section where items are put. And these stickers start at a couple of cents each. And then through your phone, you can just show the item that you're putting in there. You don't have to type anything manually. You don't have to do it one by one. You just show it, put it in, show it, put it in, and it will recognize what it is and where it goes automatically.
Okay, so I find it tells me, so when I've lost it, walk me through that journey. When I've lost this particular thing, how do I use the phone to find it?
Oh yes, if it's tracked, then this type of thing, it's so like with the Keepin and the tile, those are more like geolocational tracking. This kind of thing, it can track back to like who checked it out last, where, when, that kind of thing. So it can be best used for the majority of your items. I'd say the best focus for this is on medium to long-term storage, like seasonal decorations, sports equipment. So while the AirTags will be best suited for the keys or the wallet, let's say basketball or hiking equipment you've stored to use occasionally, this would be better for storing and finding those on storage units as well.
Yeah, interesting. So okay, let's walk through this journey. So I have a storage unit. I've got tools I use in the winter. I'm in California, so it's but you're in Boston in the Boston area where you have hot and then you have cold. So my
Mhm.
winter tools would be in my storage unit far away. I don't have room. Walk me through the journey where I find those particular winter tools that I use to clean my driveway and all that with the phone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So so you might be pretty sure that the stuff is in the storage unit, but you
Mhm.
want to make absolutely sure it's in there before you have to go all the way there and just look through every single box and take everything out and put it back in. Maybe you disorganize a bunch of boxes getting all the stuff. This way, if you just showed it quickly as you were putting in the boxes, just set it and forget it, you can just check on your phone. And not only that, we have very smart features for searching. You don't have to type everything in one by one exactly how it's spelled. It will spell it out for you. And all you have to do is say, for instance, I'm going hiking. And it'll understand the context and pick out everything for you and where it is. And you can select those items and just go and directly get them.
So am I using so when I grab the phone, this is just intriguing to me, and I think the audience would love hearing this. We'll get into your business side in a second here. So I go to that storage unit. Do I open my phone with the app and see a picture so I can recognize where it's at, or how do I recognize to find my items that are my winter tools?
Yes. I guess okay, so in the app, you can use the stickers, and once they're registered, you can give them a nickname, like assign the name of this type of box, that type
Mm-hmm.
of box for yourself to remember. But just in case you forget which one that is, according to the sticker, like you forget to write a new label, there will always be a serial number on the sticker and then underneath in the description, so you can always double check in case you haven't written a new name or you're not sure exactly. Yeah.
So this is way cool. I love this.
Mm.
So I walk in. Does it also geolocate where that sticker is? Way in the back left corner, front right corner. Does it do that as well?
Oh yeah, it can we're rolling out features as we go, but it can definitely
Mm-hmm.
do that. You can turn on location services and assign a location, based on your location to different stickers. And you can even like say it, you can even say it to the app like, "Oh, this is in the corner on the left, furthest from the door. This is the first box closest to the door," that kind of stuff. It's really simple and intuitive to give those kinds of instructions and it will remember and you don't have to.
And you said something about cents. So these little stickers aren't really expensive,
Mm-mm.
like the
Yeah, not
tile.
at all.
So
Oh, not at all.
where do they
Oh, yeah.
run price wise?
Oh, price-wise, we're hoping to for the most fundamental versions, like the paper stickers, we're hoping to for them to each run about 50 to 60 cents each.
Wow. So you're like having that label mentality where I label everything in my kitchen or my storage unit. You're just taking it to the next step further where you're labeling with geolocating and actually description and searching, hey, where are my dinner dishes for my cocktail parties type of thing. That's really
Absolutely.
that Nana, that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
and it sounds like it hasn't launched yet, or is it ready to go?
Oh yes, we've been spending a lot of time like fine tuning the back end, the UI UX, like trying to figure out anything that might be like a problem before it's a problem. And I will say I was updated. They will be sending me a version to try on my phone on Monday.
So this should be available in a month, maybe 30 days.
Yeah, pretty soon. What we're hoping to do is to launch a Kickstarter to share with people what's going on and the product. So basically, by the time the
Mhm.
Kickstarter is launched, the first testable version will be ready. And by the time the campaign completes, we hope to have it available for all the backers to test right away. Maybe not the full version, but the testable version will be available.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little selfish on that question because I know a number of people that lose things all the time, and they would love this. This would be like a game changer. I want to switch gears now and talk about business. You're very young. I'm 63. I don't want to ask your age. Never ask a woman their age.
I'm older than I look. I'm 27, almost 28.
Yeah, okay, you do look older, but still, you're in that age bracket where entrepreneurship is not always thought of. Why did you jump into it?
I guess I think it almost jumped on me more than I jumped on it.
Oh,
Shortly out of college, I'd say several months out of college, I was doing this or that odd job, and in preparation for applying for a job that I feel would best fit with my degree. I went to school for like design and illustration. Started posting on social media, and I started networking there, talking to people, creating works for people, and from there on, once people saw what was being made, I started getting referrals. I started doing stuff for really cool companies, and it just kind of went from there. Sometimes feel like I got really lucky and it found me, but from that I learned more and was able to expand from it. So not just different work for different companies, but my own stuff as well, licensing stuff in stores, and it's been an absolutely incredible journey so far.
yeah, it sounds like, and it's in the world, it's such a great opportunity now to start a business. I think 3 million are going to start this year because of online and all that. So you're taking great advantage. What would you tell somebody listening that's in your age bracket that's thinking about being an entrepreneur? What's their first step?
I'd say the first step is to not be scared, to not be worried, what if I mess up? Because we all know, everyone in business knows nothing is going to be perfect. There will be mishaps on the way. That's expected. That's normal, part of the journey, and doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you and you are incapable of it. When things like that happen, it is a learning experience, you know? You can find out how to do it better later. You can think about what kind of material you need to learn for the next steps, and you just keep going. I've had a lot of missteps in my journey, some quite interesting, quite funny, and and even so, kept going and things kept improving overall. So I'd say don't give up, learn, and improve.
Yeah, and I like that. And stories are a big thing. So let the audience, especially people listening are younger, what obstacles and stories you could tell of things that happen over this journey?
Oh, I guess maybe something funny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Oh, something funny. Okay. So, someone I knew who was a little older than me, wanted to do some campaigning in Manhattan. So I helped this person, paint just a little used bus with their face on it and with these little slogans, and they had so much fun with it. Like I don't want to say their name quite exactly, but they
Yeah.
would just be on top of it, going around the city and started campaigning. It was such a fun thing, and I was and they started paying me for some things, and it was started to become very fun. But the thing is, though, you have to think about what your goals are in the future and their goals and how they align. This person, it was very difficult for them to meet on time for things like like if they would make a meeting and then you would arrive there, sometimes they would not arrive at all, and so maybe the whole day might be
Mm,
wasted. So there
yeah,
were
yeah,
some interesting mishaps in that way. And when that happens, even if that happens a lot, you have to remember that's not you. You put it on your schedule, you showed up on time, even if it hurts, then you have to realize you have to be so proud of yourself for being on time and so diligent, and that is incredible quality that you can have moving on.
yeah.
So when you're going, remember to be the best you can be. Yeah.
That's a great answer. I love it. Looking at today, going back, what you know today, would you do this journey again?
Knowing what I I think yes, absolutely I would. I would give myself a few warnings here and there. Nothing very bad happened, but some interesting stories,
Yeah.
but definitely I would keep going.
What's your definition of a servant leader?
Uh, I guess someone who understands that you're not you're not the king of the hill. You don't
Yeah.
know everything in the world. And I would say I think I have this thing I always tell people. Everyone's mind is kind of like Swiss cheese, really dense in some parts and then air in others, and that is everyone. And we're all here to help each other out and fill each other in on things, you know? That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
What's the future of Kippin? Keepin, your new company?
Oh, yes. We're hoping to have it be accessible, easy to get on everyone's phones. And I guess even if you don't have QR codes for certain sections, there are still parts of the app that are usable. But the QR codes are highly recommended because they just make things so much easier. And I guess we're hoping to have it not only B2C, but also B2B in some instances where it could be helpful. We're also hoping to I have some friends that I'm giving this to for free so that they can use it and give me insight on they have some physical mobility issues. When I was younger, I had some of those. So we want to hear, directly from them. What can be improved on for them to better use these apps? Like if just getting up and rummaging through things is more difficult for them, how can we make it easier? If they have relatives who may be suffering from, memory issues at
Uh,
different levels, how can this help? Like if it's like these are questions I have for them. If they are more mild, is this an app that they can use themselves to better help in their daily lives, make them more independent? If it is more severe, is it something that they can use that a caretaker can use in conjunction with them in order to improve their lives? And just creating this system where the physical hardware themselves can be so inexpensive, but the system can hopefully change lives. I don't know. I would really like that if it helped people.
that's a servant heart. I appreciate you saying that because I can see that. I know people deal with dementia and their caregivers are, if you can make their life easier, because it's not an easy life at all. That's powerful. And I can also see business B2B like a law firm, millions of files and just stick all those files. You probably thought about, but that's just a tip of the iceberg of what you could do with this. So you asked me an interesting question. What store-bought peanut butter is best for wild birds? I didn't know
Oh
they
yeah.
eat peanut butter, first of all.
Oh yeah. Oh, they absolutely love peanut butter. It's like the little birds like to be a little lazy. If you put out the peanuts themselves, but also the peanut butter, they'll usually go for the peanut butter first.
Hmm.
It's just like this little mash. It's a lot less work. And I guess the absolute best one to give to them would be the Teddy brand unsalted. It is, oh, and if you want to try it too, that is one of the best peanut butters I've ever had. It's
Wow.
just
How do you spell it?
Teddie. They are just as it's so tasty. It's just pure dry roasted peanuts. They don't add any other oils or sugars
Mhm.
or salt, yet it is just wonderful, and the birds just love it.
Yeah. I love peanut butter, so you got me. So that's why I love doing these shows because I get to learn as well. It's so awesome.
Mm.
Oh, we're coming pretty close to the end here, but you sound like a dog lover going through your background. And you asked this question, if you could travel, where would you travel that you could bring your dog? Where would that be?
Yeah. Ooh, oh goodness. I think I might want to take him somewhere with a really, really long, pristine beach. The
Uh,
I know exactly. I know exactly. The Bahamas, where the feral pigs are swimming?
mhm.
Oh my gosh, I could just let him go. He's a little dog, so he won't be hurting them or anything. But I could just let him run, and what he would do and is he just kind of run along the pigs and bark and run around them, and he would have so much fun.
Man, you've really thought about this, where you could bring your dog. Where have you brought your dog? Have you traveled with your dog on a plane?
Oh, not on a plane because he's not registered as an emotional support animal,
Yeah.
and putting unless it was absolutely necessary to put him in the cargo, I wouldn't because that would kind of scare him. But I guess I've traveled with him by train and by bus before, and we've gone to some pretty cool places. And by boat. I take him every year. I take him at least once to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. He loves it there.
That's fantastic. What's the dog's name?
Oh, Munchies.
Munchies. Well, shout out to Munchies, your favorite partner. Dogs are just the greatest. I know I have a lot of audience in here that love dogs, so I appreciate you saying that. You know, what would you? We're at the end here. So, what's the last comment you want to leave with any entrepreneur, whether they're 60 or 20? What would you give them as a tip?
I would say go on your own timeline more than someone else's, more than what people say to
Mm,
do. Because when I was younger, a few years ago, I was made to feel like you have to get what you're going to do. You have to have even the idea of it as soon as you're out of college, and you have to start landing things right then and there. And we know, like, just after a while, that is a ridiculous thing to think. If it's a ridiculous thing to think. And 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 I got lucky, and what I was doing was very successful and is still successful, is very fulfilling. So grateful for it. But I feel like I had to grab something before I fully knew who I was and who I wanted to be, what was truly fulfilling to give back to people. And I'd say take your time with it. Don't look at your age and feel like that it's too late for anything. Just explore yourself, explore what you like, and explore what you can give back to the world at any point in your life, and you're going to create some amazing things.
you're a shining example of a servant's heart being successful. We all need to be successful. We all need money. We need that, income, revenue. We got bills to pay, but you could be a great servant's heart like you. So I really appreciate you. Um, how can people support you and reach out to you?
Oh, yes. Oh, I guess we have, I'm not sure where you list it if you do, but we have an email contact at keepin.ai, and also the keepin.ai website as it's spelled.ai. And you can sign up to the newsletter. We give out a lot of free stuff. Join our Discord, the community, where we're happy to listen to feedback, what features people would like, and give you updates on cool stuff coming out.
Very, very cool. I love that. So I like to finish with this question. It's a very unique question. So you're walking into a restaurant, you reserve the table of four, you occupy one of the seats. So in the other three seats, who would you invite, dead or alive? And why would you invite them? And what food would you order?
Oh goodness. Okay, this is going to be a kind of a tricky. Ooh, there's just so many. Let me go
Yeah,
back way in history. Okay, I think the first one I would pick just off the top of my head is Lady Murasaki. She wrote the first recognized novel, Tale of Genji. Yep. And I would like to know her creative writing process, because she wrote the first recognized novel. Like this, you gotta give it up for her for that. Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah. And let me think. Another one. Oh, there's so many cool people out there.
There is.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah. Oh, I guess I would I would just reserve one spot for somebody from ancient Egypt. There's so many I would want to pick, but one I would want to pick is the pharaoh Nefer Aten, because we can't definitively figure out who she was. So if she shows up, we'll know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good
Yep,
one.
yep, mhm. Yep. And one more is, I guess, Mr. Rogers.
Ha, I
Yeah,
love it. What a
Rogers.
group
Yeah.
that is. From
Mhm.
Egypt to first novel to Mr. Rogers. That's fantastic. Now, what would you order for them for food?
Oh goodness. Oh, I have to wonder about their dietary restrictions, but
Well, we'll
I
just say
guess,
they can eat anything. They
oh,
can
they
eat
can eat it.
anything.
Oh, let's see. Like a full course meal of maybe shrimp scampi, and to end it, some ice cream cake. I don't know. I don't know.
What a great meal. Wow, you shocked me. I love it. Great, great answers. I love that. Very eclectic group. I want to thank you so much for being on this show and being a shining light for millennials and younger people in business. But I think there's a lot of opportunity out there, and you're being successful and you're humble and you're expert. So I really, God bless you for doing what you're doing.
And thank you so much for having me, Steve. It was wonderful talking to you, and
Mm.
it's just been such an amazing experience. And we'll love to stay connected and keep stay up to date with what each of us is doing and how we're continuing to serve the world.
I would love that. That would be great. And don't forget my TV show, Together We Serve, every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. It's on Roku, Apple TV, and all and so forth. And e360tv.com. You can find my show, Together We Serve. And me and Nana, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.